Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Commentators podcast, episode 3. Today I'm joined with Leachy and Lucas. No Jimmy today. Unfortunate events.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got some sad news to tell you guys. James is called in sick to his second podcast episode.
I thought you were going to say he's passed away.
No, he hasn't passed away. We did say that
looking
about
for a
you
day
last
out.
week, actually. Yeah. Unfortunately, he reckons he either has sunstroke, which he works in the sun every day, so don't know how
It was
he can
cloudy today,
all of a
mate. What's his
sudden-
excuse?
Yeah, there's no excuses there. Or he reckons he has a cold, and he reckons the same symptoms.
A
I don't
cold.
think so. Yeah, no. I don't see what James is. He's got good excuses, I would say. Well, actually, bad excuses. Full of excuses.
Imagine missing a podcast.
Yeah.
Couldn't be
Only
me.
him,
do
mate.
that.
Only him.
Only I have been here since the start.
Ouch.
That's a shot at you, Dan.
Yeah, I see that. And yeah.
It was a pretty good episode last week, I must say.
Oh yeah, without me, yeah.
Very interesting episode. I'd say it was the best one yet.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for you and James, then Brennan would have had to do it himself, and that would have been
Carried
pretty
the show.
boring.
Carried the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
I often talk to myself, so
So,
Yeah.
wouldn't have been hard.
How was your boys' weekends? How was your day? You know, weekend full of footy.
Oh, well, I had to see you on the weekend at the pub, so that was a
Oh,
bit tough. Got
dangerous.
into a
That was a bit rough.
Bender, pretty tough. Wake up to no power in any of my rooms, so my phone wasn't charged. I had no way of calling my work to say that my alarm didn't go off and I couldn't make it to work.
Oh, spewing.
So I had to charge my phone in my car. Then it was just a whole ordeal. And
It was a whole ordeal.
Yeah,
moral of the
sounds it.
story is don't bend up with Dan.
My weekend was filled with racing and footy, mate. So,
Well,
look, and
True.
UFC. So there's, that's a perfect weekend for me. So, yeah.
well, speaking of racing, the return of the king, Nate's strip,
Yes.
That's right, mate. That's right.
mate. It was a good race, but just didn't have the legs.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's difficult now, as you said, Return of the King Nature Strip. He's an 8-year-old, a rising 8-year-old. He's soon to be 9 in August. So, as we all know, mate, racing is called the sport of kings, and him being the king, he's done it all in every part of racing there is. So, as you say, he returned on Saturday with punters and fans unsure as to how he would return, with old age catching up to him, a couple of losses at the end of the spring carnival. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was tough. I had some money on him, possibly $100. I won't say yes or no if I did have $100, but
He
Blink twice,
definitely
blink twice.
did have $100 on it.
Blink.
Look, I wanted to believe that it'd come back and just all things were smooth, but I'm afraid for his future. Afraid whether he can get another win, and I'm hoping I'll keep backing him until.
Yeah.
Could there be cause for retirement soon for the good old Nate Strip?
Well, look, I for one, I'm all for either argument. I'm all for retirement, absolutely, because he, as we said at the start, he's done it all. He won an Everest. He's won 3 TJ Smith Stakes. He's won 9 Group 1s all up, including going over to England and giving them an absolute hiding on their home track.
That was
Whooping their ass.
He's done all he's needed to do. I understand, the call for retirement, but on the other hand, there's not many champion horses that Australia, there's not many horses you
Yeah.
can call champions. You've
Yeah.
got Winx, just in the last few years. Winx,
Yeah, Winks.
Black Caviar, Nature Strip. 11 Group 1s were very elegant. Maybe the end of her career in Europe wasn't that great, but you can absolutely argue she was a champion. And as
100%.
much as I don't rate Animo, a couple of more Group 1s to his resume, by the end of this racing season, he well could be called a champion. I'm not going to call him that now. He's a very good horse, but he's no champion at this stage.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
what it's about maintaining a legacy or going for greatness, you know. And I mean, it's already achieved greatness, but like he can keep
yeah.
pushing it.
Another thing is, if you look last year in the Black Caviar Lightning, yes, it was a much better run last year in the Lightning. He missed a start. He got smashed out of the barriers and only went down a short head to Home Affairs. He came back to Sydney in, I think it's the Premier Sprint Stakes, which is a couple of weeks before the TJ, so in about 3 weeks from now. He ran a horrible race, came a long third from Eduardo and Shelby 66. But then, you know, Brandon, you were there with me that day. TJ Smith Stakes Day.
Certainly was.
You know, Championships Day 1 at Royal Randwick. And Nature Strip absolutely put them to the sword when these similar remarks were being said. You know, will he retire, will he not?
Yeah.
A lot of money won. Yes.
That's right, that's right.
Unlike someone else's bet, I just thought I'd bring that up. Remember Bon Vivant from last week?
Yeah.
How'd that go for us?
Look, old Bon Vivant, you know, he got second. He doesn't mind not winning that horse, but look, 1550 metres at Randwick Kensington track is not ideal for him. Something like a Newcastle or even just the proper Randwick track on a Saturday with a distance of about 1800, a mile, something like that could work better. But the pace that day was quite farcical, and as the eventual winner whose name leaves me at this time, but
escapes me.
yeah, look, I mean that thing, stole a march on them around the bend and off he went. So fair play to the winner there.
Yeah, first of the losers, eh? Very nice.
First of the losers, many more to come.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure there's many more to come. We've all lost copious amounts of money because of Lucas's bets in the past.
Hey, stop it there.
He's up. He's only lost one on the podcast. Only one on the podcast.
That's right. Could be two. Could be two after the one I've got this time.
Oh, mate.
Ooh, true. May as well bring it up now while we're talking about it.
Okay, so my Saturday tip for it's Randwick this week, and it is for a well-known horse by the name of Profondo.
Profondo.
Now, Profondo has had an absolutely torrid last 12 months. Whether it be running into wet tracks, not running up to the standards that many who watched him in his 2-year-old season, he didn't run up to those standards at all in the last 12 months. At his best, he should be good enough to win this Liverpool City Cup run, and his early price at the moment is $6. Now,
I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all.
That's right. Now, the thing is, as I'm saying, if you've watched Profondo in the last 12 months, he is nothing special in any of his races. He's had chances on good tracks. He's hit wet tracks. It's not been great. But if you have a chance to look at his latest trial, which I believe was on Friday last week at Warwick Farm, he was absolutely trucking along with the jockey in the saddle doing nothing, whilst Group 1 winner Artorias was being asked to go, and Profondo was cruising up outside Artorias with the jockey sitting motionless. So that's always a good sign.
Nice. Looking fit for the race, eh?
Looking fit, mate. And I tell you what, it's D-Day for old Profondo for me.
Ooh,
I've fallen into him at odds many times before.
Might have to chuck a cheeky tenner on it.
Absolutely.
Gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly, boys.
Yes, always gamble responsibly.
Gamblers Hotline, 9481 11111.
I can't believe you know this.
That's Pizza Hut. That's actually Pizza
Hut. Makes it better.
Yeah.
But also, congrats to Coolangatta for winning the Black Caviar Lightning.
Yes, that was a very good race from Coolangatta.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jamie Carr, shout the bar, eh?
Old mate, back car, shout the bar. So
Unfortunately, I wasn't on Coolangatta. I was on Buenos Noches. Whatever its name was.
Well, look, Buenos Noches' last 100 metres was really
encouraging. It started coming back. It just needed another, probably 50, 100 metres and it would have won.
What was it?
That's right.
That came flying down the outside?
That
was I Say I Win?
That is I Wish I Win from the Peter Moody stable, who was absolutely ridiculous last 400 metres.
Yeah,
that was a quick turn of foot.
Yep. Now, if that thing isn't the favourite and goes close to winning the Newmarket Handicap in a few weeks, I would be shocked. So I Wish I Win, just for perspective, ran back-to-back, so 400 to 200, 200 to the finish line, sub 11-second closing sectionals,
Jeez.
which is absolutely rapid. And Luke Nolan, the jockey of I Wish I Win, who was also famously the jockey of Black Caviar, said to Peter Moody after the race that I Wish I Win has the second best turn of foot of any horse he's ever ridden.
Oh,
Of course, just behind the famous Black Caviar.
Yes,
Peter
nice.
Moody, and the thing is with Peter Moody, when he gets a good horse, when he gets a horse and he absolutely aims it at something, you know, he is usually pretty dead on.
That's a good future tip, I guess, you know?
Well, it's a favourite. That's the thing. It's a favourite in the new market now. I think it's only about $4.50, $6.
We've established that I'm not going to go on a favourite, you know?
Yeah, no, that's true. Don't be backing favourites.
Yes.
Never back favourites. No, not at all.
No, they're neither. But just quickly as well on that race. So Coolangatta, I listened to a RSN podcast the other day, and they had the owner Aussie Keir, who also owned Very Elegant, come on and say that their plan for Coolangatta, if all goes well, is to go to Royal Ascot this year as well and compete in the probably 1,000-metre King Stand Stakes, which Nature Strip won last year.
That will be very interesting for
Trying
Coolangatta.
to replicate Nature Strip's success, eh?
Yeah, look, they're going to have to, you know, they'll have to give it a red hot go. I mean, I don't think Coolangatta is as good as some of the horses they've taken over, such as Nature Strip, Black Caviar, Takeover Target. I don't think she's as good as those three. Miss Andretti even. So it'd be interesting. It'd be very interesting.
Time will tell.
Time will definitely tell.
One more thing. So the $1.60 favourite on Saturday, Godolphin's Aft Cabin, jumped nice and wide in the Hobartville Stakes. Obviously, being in the widest barriers, I had a bit of a torrid time being let in by other jockeys. So he had to go up 3 wide, only jumped up to lead about 1,000 metres out. So had a pretty hard run first 400 metres. And then coming into the straight, they were pounced on the 2 leaders, which I think were Zoo Tiger. It was Communist and Aft Cabin. So pounced on by Osipenko, and Osipenko has now made the 3-year-old Randwick Guineas a head scratcher for punters after a fantastic steer by Nash Rawiller to win the Hobartville. And it's going to be a big question now as to will Aft Cabin be able to turn the tables once again in a few weeks' time in the Randwick Guineas. So Osipenko and Aft Cabin are the 2 favourites at the moment. I think Aft Cabin's about $4.50 and Osipenko at about $6.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Definitely bet on the cabin before.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely bet again, I think.
Yep, for sure. Wouldn't blame you.
Yeah.
I might put a cheeky tenner on it. You never know.
Cheeky. Well, mate, it's always worth it.
Yeah.
It's always until it isn't, you know?
Until it's not. Gamble responsibly again.
Yes.
948-11111.
Pizza delivery.
No.
1300 6555.
Now, just quickly, on the Newmarket handicap as well that I Wish I Win's targeting, $4 current favourite, equal with In Secret, Godolphin's filly. All right, guys, so the futures play for today. I'm currently interested in the Chris Waller trained 2-year-old colt by the name of Shinzo. Now, Chris Waller has come out and said that this is probably his best 2-year-old currently. Now, he's paying $15 for the Group 1 English size over 1,400 metres on the 1st of April at Championships Day 1 at Royal Randwick. So I do like the look of him, and I think stretching out to 1,400 metres will be fantastic for him. So for a futures play, I think Shinzo is the way to go in the English size.
Correct. Australia versus India.
The cricket, no.
The cricket.
Well, not good for us, but...
Mate, to be fair, this is what always happens when we go to India. We always get obliterated. We always get literally reamed. Out for low scores. Fucking our bowlers do fuck all.
Out in 2 tests, eh?
Both in 3 days.
But we do have a chance to draw.
Yeah.
Yes.
Playing for the draw, baby.
But
Playing for the draw.
Well, I suppose you play for it, but what are the chances of it at this stage? You know, the Indians have shown
we have to win the next 2 test matches.
They can absolutely wallop us off the pitch. So
100%.
Yeah, well, did you see a tactic of sweep shots? Reverse sweep?
Yeah, that was a great
Just
idea.
normal.
Yeah, that really works.
That That was
there
a
was
great idea.
a stat of like 10% of our shots were sweeps.
Jesus Christ.
And then India's was
10%.
like 1%.
That's a
Which is
lot. Like,
Ridiculous. No wonder we just kept getting out. Why the fuck are they just sweeping?
I think I looked earlier. Jadeja bowled like 4 of our last 5 batsmen or some shit,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
went on
Jadeja did kill
went
him.
on to take 7 for 42. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
man is crazy.
impressive
we just-
numbers, isn't it?
could
Yes.
not hit spin to save our lives.
It is India though. Spin is fucking crazy over there.
Yeah, their pitches are
Doctored, yes.
We already talked about this in the last
Yeah.
podcast, but
Yeah.
they definitely make their pitches good for their bowlers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just got to bring it up again. They just
Yeah.
Well, we should
mean-
because if it was the other way around, we'd be absolutely hounded for it.
yeah,
so,
100% we would be.
yeah. But it
Another
does.
thing- I said in the Hello Sports podcast, shout out to them. The fog is ridiculous in Delhi. Man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the pollution is
Oh, yeah.
wild.
I remember watching it on Saturday at the pub. It was crazy.
Yeah, like
it's really
imagine
bad.
breathing in like just toxic air the whole time you're playing a sport.
Gotta
I'd
love
be
some carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
struggling
It does
as
definitely
is.
seem as well that the Australian the Australian media, we say that like they say they love to get behind Australian sport, but holy shit, do they not love it when Australia get pumped at anything,
Oh, bro.
just so they can absolutely dig the boot in.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost embarrassing when they do that, and then when something good happens to the team they're digging the boot into, and they just flip it on their head and just act
Oh,
like
we
they're
love them
supporting
again.
the whole time.
Yay.
Yeah, no, I don't like the Australian
Yeah.
media when it comes to cricket and all that.
Yeah.
But just
They
quickly, Dave Warner's gone home with injury
Yes,
as well.
I did see that before the announcement.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was about a couple hours ago they announced that. Josh Hazelwood has also gone home.
Oh, nice.
They've
I've
just
seen
they've just run it
Pat
out.
Cummins also went home for family reasons. He'll be coming back.
Yeah, he'll be-
Dan, can you explain why Cummins went home, mate? Has he told you
Yeah,
anything in
can
the
you
group
let
chat?
us know?
Yeah, Pat, why are you going home, mate?
Yeah,
Oh,
just
yep, sweet. No worries yet. I just had a phone call with him. He said his dog's uncle's, cousins, brothers, sisters, aunties, nieces' dog died.
oh, it's no good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not at all.
R.I.P.
Not at all.
in peace.
Deepest condolences.
All jokes aside, though, I hope Pat's family is okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Because it is my family too. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I mean, at a technicality of the 15th
The family tree says
generation.
it. The family tree says it, so it's official.
Yeah, believe. But yeah, another thing, just wanted to bring up how crap our second innings are in both games. Like, our first innings wasn't too bad, 263 runs. Second innings, 113.
In our
Not good at all.
first innings, we scored as many runs as we did in the first game altogether, I think.
Good
Like,
lord,
or
that's
something
bad.
like that.
Yeah, nah. Just shocking performances in the spin. Hopefully we can do something better next week. Or next game.
Yeah.
Whenever it is. It's,
Yeah, it's next week. Or the 1st of March, I think it starts. So
First
Next-
of March, yeah.
next weekend.
I might have to go out there and teach them how to play some spin.
Yeah, look-
I
Pretty
think you
good in
should,
the
mate,
old,
just to be safe.
backyard cricket.
Yeah, look, after this
Yeah.
weekend, we'll take a couch commentators trip to India. We'll teach them a couple of things.
No.
Sponsored by
Are
the
you
viewers.
What was that, Lucas?
Sponsored by the viewers.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
you guys.
Yeah.
If you like, comment, subscribe on all our social medias, then
And you know what's really unfortunate? All our viewers are our mates, so thanks, guys.
Good
I
blokes.
beg to differ, mate. Beg to differ. We got plenty of viewers. I actually seen on our analytics we have a viewer in Belgium. If you're that viewer in Belgium, I say hello to you. I don't know if I'm speaking the right language, but good day, mate.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin De
Feeding those
Bruyne.
balls
De
to
Bruyne.
Erling Haaland. You're a good man.
The famous segment of Guess the Athlete with Dan. I'm back to do it properly this week, Brandon tried to
Nice.
take my spot last week. And
I thought there was some success from it.
Look, he
you
did
know,
okay.
not gonna lie.
he did.
Did okay.
And just,
James
it
James
James
didn't-
also
did.
guessed at 40 seconds early.
yes, it did not help that James guessed it really
jeez.
fucking quick.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I tried my best. I also came up with that on the go, like what people didn't see on the TikTok.
Alrighty. So,
But, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm firing. I think my brain cells are at an all-time high, you know?
all-time high, he says.
I've
Alrighty.
actually been drinking a lot of water in this bottle I have here. Have you ever, like, had one of those...
Stay hydrated,
like,
kings.
thermo bottle? Like,
Yes, I have them for work.
I've got one of
like
those for work,
the
yeah.
metal ones.
Yeah.
They're pretty sick, eh?
I've
But
got
they're
Like,
next level, dude.
I've got 2 of them for
What?
work. I take them to work every day
keep
and
the
they stay
water
cold.
so cold. The only thing I realised was only yesterday. I put it in the fridge and I didn't realise that the bottle got cold on the outside, but the drink on the inside did not get cold.
Yeah.
Because it kind of made sense now. Because like sometimes you put hot drinks in there.
Oh shit!
and-
It's actually doing its job.
Yeah, no, yeah, I
No way.
realised that the other day, but no, good stuff. It's a good trend at the moment, and I've jumped on it. You
He
know,
jumps on it. You know?
I have.
Alrighty.
Keen to go, mate. Keen to go.
Alright, guess the athlete. 1 minute on the clock starting now.
NRL.
Yes.
Oh my god, this is easy.
Yawn.
Dummy half,
No.
halfback,
No.
forward,
No.
wing.
Yes.
Sydney team.
Yes.
I already know it.
Current player.
No. 30 seconds remaining.
Tigers.
No.
This is hard now. Actually, I don't know it.
Sharks.
No. 20
Dragons.
seconds. No.
Oh fuck! I'm done. Warriors. No, fuck. They're not even. Rabbitohs.
No.
Parramatta.
Nope.
Oh Jesus.
Raiders.
Oh Jesus.
Nope.
He's jumping
Bulldogs.
in now. Bulldogs.
Yes, Bulldogs.
Oh, I've
And
I got it.
final guess.
Best goal kicker ever, Hazem El Masri.
Fuck off, you guys.
He's done
No
it again.
way.
He's done it again.
Yeah.
He's done it on the buzzer again.
Well done.
This is that good.
I like how
I
Lucas says halfway through. Oh, this is easy.
I had to.
Raiders.
Raiders.
I love his. Well, he helped me out. Full credit to the boys.
Yeah, so it's-
James said it was easy. I've done it back to back. I'd like to see him do it back to back next week.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
basketball.
just-
Yes, I forgot about the...
Purely skip
You
the
have no respect for Mac McClung.
Mate, I have a lot of respect for Mick Hung, as they like to call him. Mick Hung.
I have never heard that one before.
Neither have I, but
Here we are.
I just thought of it on the dot, you know, off the dome.
McClung goated at the dunking.
Yes.
What a weapon. How many 50s did that bloke get? Is that like an all-time record? Fuck me.
No, I don't think it's a record. I would assume the record would go to either Aaron Gordon or Zach Levine, who have gone at it in the dunk
I did
contest before.
see their previous ones as well. I was doing a little bit of research myself, but Big Mackie McClung, couple of 6 shots. Was it? He's from the G League, did I hear or something?
Yes, so he's from the
Where?
he's from the G League of the Philadelphia 76ers team. He
Jeez.
did just sign I'm pretty sure he signed a 2-way contract, which means he can play in the G League or the NBA for a certain amount of time for the Sixers. But
Nice.
yeah, this guy's stock has just risen over
Oh,
the last couple of
100%.
days.
Yeah.
You know,
All the old timers just giving him handshakes, high fives, like, this guy's so sick.
yeah. Well, I mean, you guys aren't as crazy about basketball, but you know,
This is true.
from when I started watching, what 6 or 7, 8 years ago, this guy, as you know, a 16-year-old, 15-year-old, had viral videos of him doing these ridiculous dunks in high school games. And the most impressive thing is he's 6'2". You know, he's only a meter
That's
88. So
wild.
Dan, he's much smaller than you.
Yes, much smaller.
But
It's
his
about my height, roughly.
yeah, his vertical is his vertical is 43.5 inches, which was recorded at the 2021 NBA Draft Combine. Now, you know, his dunks that he did on Sunday were absolutely ridiculous.
Oh,
Yeah,
The second-
seems to have so much time.
so
Yeah.
much
Like,
hang
in the
time.
air.
So much hang time.
The second dunk was crazy.
Yeah, and my favourite was for sure the 540 dunk that he hit right at the end to
Oh
to
yeah,
seal it with
it was
the
pretty
50
much
points.
it was pretty much a 720 by the time he landed.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but he prior to the dunk contest, he had told media outlets and posted on Twitter and things that he had 2 dunks that he planned that he had never seen anyone do before in a slam dunk contest,
And
and
I'm
he pulled
and
both
I'm
of those
guessing
out.
yeah, I'm guessing one of them would have been the second one, and one of them was the 540.
Yeah, yeah. So he's ridiculously athletic for a shorter basketball
Yeah,
player.
Yeah. Talked a big game and lived up to it.
talk the
Yeah,
talk and he walks the walk.
absolutely. And the dunk contest for the last few years,
It's been
it's
dry,
been pretty shit. For
Ab-
lack of a better word, it's been pretty
abysmal.
shit. Yeah.
Everyone doing the same thing.
Everyone doing the same thing. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to come up with different things after it's been done
Yeah.
for so long.
Like after
And,
all, they are just continuously dunking the ball. Like there's only so many ways you can dunk.
Yeah, well, and NBA legends have said, Mac McClung saved the NBA dunk contest. He's absolutely saved it with what he's done in the last
Yeah,
couple of days.
They also said, "It's over! It is over!"
It's over. Even he said it. He landed that dunk and just said, "It's over."
yeah. He walked over to the
done.
crowd and he just goes, "No."
Yeah, and Trey Murphy, the guy who was in the final against, they panned to him after that dunk. And when he said it's over, and Trey Murphy just sort of nodded his head and smiled and was like, yeah, righto. It is
That's
what
it,
it is.
boys.
Mm.
Call it quits there.
I tried my
Well,
best.
yeah. So, absolutely.
Did you guys also pay attention to the 3-point contest? Because I did.
I did
I
not.
certainly did as well. What did you think about that, Brandon?
Oh, mate. Dame Dollar Lillard.
Dame Dollar.
Dame Dollar. What
Yeah.
a fucking... How many... Well, he got 26 points.
Mm-hmm.
And his third appearance...
The rapper
Absolute
himself, Dame Dollar.
Gun. Dame Dollar.
Yeah.
And he was actually the first for the Trailblazers to ever win.
Yeah. So obviously with Steph Curry out, Steph Curry. Jesus, what's that? Like Lillard and Curry at the same time. With Steph Curry out, Dame was the $4 favourite for this year's 3-point contest, and he didn't let the fans down. He defeated teammates Tyrese Halliburton and former 3-point champion winner Buddy Hield to win his first ever 3-point competition. So hats off to Dame Dollar for that.
That was pretty good. Some wicked shots.
Mm.
Only won by
Wicked.
1 point as well, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
I
Now
try
what?
shooting threes, but I hit 1 in 30, not 20 out of 30.
I just leave it to the pros.
Yeah, probably a good idea, eh?
Like your Sunday league team.
I just
Thank
don't
you.
even bother.
We took an L this week, just quietly.
Oh,
alright.
no.
Mate, you didn't have your
no.
tallest player on the team, Farlow.
I have another thing I want to speak about.
Oh,
Anyone also pay, because I'm a massive basketball man, as everyone knows, through this free podcast. Anyone
Kangs.
pay attention to the All-Stars match recently?
Oh,
Only
I
finished,
certainly did.
I know one thing
Yeah,
about
me
it.
too. Giannis and LeBron's teams.
I did.
I'll let Lucas speak a little bit about it because I know he knows a little bit about basketball, but I obviously know a lot. So I'll just
Okay, you want to know my thoughts? I don't like
Yes.
the NBA All-Star games. I think they're shite. I think they should
Okay,
make
yeah.
people pay money to watch
Yeah.
that thing when they just stand
No.
around, do nothing, and just chuck up 3-pointers. The
Yep,
arguable
yep.
best player in the NBA right now, Nikola Jokic, had zero chance to show off his skills because he's not just a 3-point shooter like half the other blokes on that field. The bloke is the best passer, probably the best big man passer of all time. Didn't get any opportunity to show that off. He just had to keep handing the ball off while Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown kept chucking up threes. It's a farce. It was boring. It was garbage. That's
I
my
was
thoughts.
gonna say I did see. I think it was a comment from the Nuggets coach that said it was like the worst ever or something.
Yeah, Mike Malone. Mike Malone said that.
that.
And he was and as you
But,
said, he was the Nuggets coach who was also the coach of Team LeBron.
LeBron James.
Interesting.
I also
But
really
yeah,
didn't like the drafting they had right before the game. I thought that was so ridiculous.
Yeah, what is that? Explain for viewers that don't know what the drafting is, because I definitely do know.
Yeah, sorry guys. So basically, the two captains, which was team LeBron for his team and Giannis Antetokounmpo for his team. Now, there were 8 starters that were voted by fans and players and the media. So 8 of those players get thrown into a pool. Giannis and LeBron, I don't know if it's scissors, paper, rock. I don't know if it's who's got more money that gets to pick first. I don't know.
It's definitely LeBron if it's down to money.
Yeah. So basically, they get to draft one player each until those starters are taken, and then they draft the reserves. So I wouldn't say it's...
was that game day, or was that before?
It was game day, mate. It was game day.
That's fucking stupid.
They picked their team minutes before they jumped on the court.
Isn't it usually they do it like a week before?
They do it weeks before. They do it weeks prior. Everyone knew the starters, but they didn't know what teams they were going to be on until it started.
That's dumb as shit.
Which is so silly. And, once again, Nikola Jokic, probably the best player in the NBA right now, gets picked second last of the starters.
Fucking hell.
Second last. Somehow, I don't know. But, yeah, I don't like it. Just chucking threes and all sorts. It's not fun to watch.
A lot of dunks and threes.
Yeah. Like, I'm fine with flashy dunks, but, mate, if I want to just watch threes, I'll just replay the fucking 3-point contest.
Alrighty, so let's take a look back at the weekend of Rugby League. The NRL Round 2 trials, the conclusion of the pre-season challenge, with Manly taking out the 100k. Because they definitely need it.
Tigers robbed.
Look, mate, we'll get to the Tigers. Calm down, buddy.
Fair enough.
Hold the club. And alright, first game. Para versus Knight. Para winning, I can't remember what the score was.
36-14.
That's the one. I'm going to
get
if you can. All those 5 Parramatta fans in the world.
I think, Knights look pretty a bit undercooked.
I think they look dismal. I think undercook's a bit nice, mate. I really think they look shocking.
Yeah, it was the first not the first try, but I was watching the highlights earlier because I didn't watch the game because I had to work. Mate, I had to go to work on Friday night. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, that's fair, mate. That's fair.
I was watching the highlights and the kick from Hastings, I think it was before half time. It went like 80 metres and Dom Young got a no try from it because he knocked it on the line. If that was a try, fucking try of the year already. I would have said.
Yeah. I think on Dom Young as well, he's looks like he's signing with the Roosters.
Yes, 500k for a season.
500k is what we know he's getting paid.
Yeah, under the table. Paper bag, Uncle Nick.
Paper bags, 100%.
Once again, it's pathetic that the Roosters go out and do these sort of things, but here we are.
Like, they've literally bought bloody Brandon Smith this year. Who else did they buy? Fucking, who knows?
You name it, they've bought him. And they've talked about buying Payne Haas as well for another $1 million.
Yes,
Where are they finding this money?
I went through... sorry, go on.
No, you go, mate. You go.
So, So, I'm pretty sure half of their salary cap are tied up between 7 players. So, Tedesco, Tupou, Suali, Joey Manu, Dom Young, who's apparently on 500k, Kiri and Sam Walker. That's 2 of those players are on $1 million, one's on $250,000, and the rest are on 500,000.
They would really help if the NRL just gave out everyone's salaries, because then you could actually, figure out what down the bottoms what they're actually doing at the Roosters, because there's something going on, seriously.
People are taking pay cuts 100%.
They are the Man City.
Brandon Smith even came out and said he took a pay cut to get there.
Yeah.
Mate, you took $100,000 pay cut, but fucking Nick Politis goes, mate, thanks, here's your Aston Martin. Yeah, that's right, mate. I just paid this house off for you. Here you go.
What colour's your Bugatti?
Yeah, what colour's your Bugatti?
Well, speaking of...
But,
go ahead.
I was going to get back to Knights. I had a lot more to talk about Knights, honestly.
Sorry, mate. I just went off a tangent here.
Ponga's defence was in question. He missed, I think, 3 tackles. One led to a try where he just let Mitchell Moses dummy and just go straight.
Yeah, I did see that, yeah.
You mean the absolute overrated player that is Kalen Ponga?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes throughout the season. If it was just maybe one game, he'll get used to it.
But,
I don't know.
Him being in the front line first time, probably not the first time, but he's always been at the back and fullback, but we'll see how he
Yeah,
goes.
but letting Mitch Moses run
Yeah,
through
it's
is
pretty bad.
a different story.
You tell me every second rower that's against him isn't absolutely aiming him up
Oh,
to go
100%.
straight over the top of him.
The bloke's
Yep,
5 foot even.
Another thing I had was Sean Lane broken jaw.
Ah,
Yes,
yes.
how
yes,
unfortunate is that?
Yeah,
So,
no, him.
Looking good for Jermaine Hopgood.
Yeah, he was very good. I think in that
Yeah.
game, his offloads were pretty good. Set up a try. The big men look pretty good. Like the new ones, him, Dury as well.
Yeah.
Very good players.
Did you say Doohy?
Well, speaking of Duty,
Yeah, no, they do look pretty alright, don't they?
Yes.
This year, the Eagles,
Yeah,
once again.
100%.
Like, even with losing Isaiah Papali'i and Oregon Kafusi, they still look...
and Marnie as well.
And Marnie, yes, big loss for them.
Reed
Yeah.
Mahoney, yep.
Reed Mahoney.
That's all I had to say. I just want to get rid of my facts before we go into the next game.
Anything else to add, Lucas, onto that game, mate?
Just quickly, Mitchell Moses has decided to stay at the Parramatta Eels.
Yes,
So,
he did decline the 1.2 million a season for the Tigers.
mate,
It's,
that's on him, bro. If he wants
Good
to.
news.
Next game, Manly versus Roosters. Manly
Yeah.
picked up the W. It was
Yeah.
28-16, picked up the W and the 100k, as I said before. Roosters looked a bit ordinary. Obviously, they didn't have... I don't think they had Sam Walker and Luke Keary, did they?
No, correct.
Yeah, and, they weren't looking very flash hot. So,
No, look,
Yeah.
but you can also say at the same time how good did the Sea Eagles look? Especially a big shout out to Josh Schuster. He's actually looked very
Mate.
nice in the time he's gotten in 5'8".
you know who I thought looked good? The young fullback they had, KO Weeks.
Yeah, he was good.
He
KO
fucking
Weeks.
played amazingly.
Is that anything
He
like
had a
KO
try
Sport?
assist as well.
I think it smelled like KO Sports.
Their second row looked really good as well.
Yeah,
like,
Tuolagi.
Olakau'atu and
Kelmer
yeah.
looked bloody
Kelmer.
fantastic as well, mate.
Former
Former West Tigers legend.
Great.
I may have put Kelmer into my team today, into my fantasy team.
Oh yeah, I would too. Their forward pack looks deadly.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't have DCE like their main half
Yeah.
as well, and they won this.
No DCE, no Tommy Turbo.
Yes, I have them. Like I know we'll talk about this later, but I'm tipping them high up in the ladder.
Especially if Turbo stays injury free and has a season like he did,
Oh,
2 years ago.
100%. If he goes back to
But,
career best form, Manly will be
Exactly.
very unstoppable. Well, not unstoppable,
Absolutely.
but
Yeah.
But
they'll be...
that's the thing, even if he's injured, like you got that KO Weeks who had like
Yeah.
try assists and that many line breaks.
And
like,
they've also
Yeah.
got Ruben Garrick they can chuck to fullback, who
Yeah,
scored
Big Rubes is there, yeah.
scored a hat trick in the trial. So
they
yeah,
look pretty good. Unlike the Roosters, where Teddy was not happy with their performance
Yeah.
after the game,
I did-
fired up.
I did see Teddy shaking his head quite a few times during the game.
Should have came back
It's
to the Tigers.
They had 28 unanswered points
Yeah,
and that was the top teams versus
yeah.
kind of
It was
then,
20-0 at halftime.
which is he wasn't happy with their defense because that's an attitude and
Yeah, like I tipped the Roosters to topple Penrith this year, so I hope they can bring it back when they have their full strength.
I don't like
just-
the Roosters.
It's just a trial, just a
Yes,
trial.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Talking about just the trials.
Parity Shield.
That's what the Dragons fans will be telling themselves. But until you see Ravalawa and Zane Musgrove going at it in the bloody pub at 6 a.m.
And Ravalawa couldn't remember a single fucking thing.
Yeah, well,
Mate,
that's absolutely how I want my team to be celebrating. 2 weeks before the first game of the NRL and after losing by 18 points to the South Sydney Rabbitohs in Mudgee, mate. That's exactly what I want them doing.
just trying to rub it in my face there, Lucas.
Just a touch, mate.
It's funny that they did it at the winning post. You
Yeah.
guys are going to win anything. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, so just saying a couple things about Dragons players. You know, Aaron Woods, man needs to retire. Like he adds no physical bonus to the Dragons.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He hasn't done that for a while. He's
Ever since he left
really.
Tigers, even when he was at Tigers,
Thank God he's not my problem anymore, though.
Yeah, not my problem either.
he's now my problem. But
I honestly forgot he was still playing.
yeah, look,
No shots
I
fired. but-
definitely didn't forget he was playing because it causes me pain and heartache every single week I see him on the field.
Well, he is only 31. He's not 32 for a
Yeah,
couple of
he's
weeks.
he's
For
in
a couple
prime,
weeks.
man.
Yeah, well, a couple of weeks. Yeah, March 13th. So
Yeah, fair enough.
Happy birthday, shout out.
Shout out Shan Woods.
shout out to the main man, Woodsy.
Yep. I wanted to talk about what happened after the game. Well, like the game was obviously abysmal for you guys, but
Oh.
Sloane crying and Latrell giving him a hug was kind of heartwarming.
Yeah,
So
look,
was Sloane crying because of the loss? Because he dropped a couple of balls? What was the go with
I'm
that?
not sure. I think it
Okay.
was just I think I've seen something on Facebook, but I don't know if it's true. His grandmother passed away before during the week.
Ah, okay. Fair
So
enough.
if that is true, his grandmother did play a big part in his life and his
Yeah,
upbringing.
I've seen videos on that. Yeah,
Yeah, so I don't know if that's true, but yeah.
he didn't have the best game to go with that too. So the poor bugger probably had
Like-
other things on his mind.
He had cup.
Doubled that down with playing for Dragons is.
Well,
I actually thought he was crying because he was playing with the Dragons. So
he might have been but one positive, I think Jaden Sullivan needs to start at 6 for round 2 because we won't play round 1.
Yeah, no. At least you get a win.
Mate, top of
So
the
that's a good
league,
start.
top of the league.
so you reckon Moses Mbai to the bench to the 14 or?
Moses Mbai shot to the sun. No, no, Moses Mbai will probably be 14 because I probably he'll go into dummy half and give Jacob Little a bit of a break, but you know.
Yeah, Little can't play 80, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think going back to Sloane, I think he needs to back himself a bit more and take it up a bit more.
He's similar to Ben Hunt in he needs a bit of confidence, I think.
Yes,
when he's playing.
and definitely last year was not a confidence boost for him getting sacked after 2 weeks at the fullback
That'll
role.
hurt him, man. Yeah. But hopefully, things are on the up for him, and not for the Dragons, but for him.
Yes,
Yeah.
look, Dragon's gonna come 17th. That's all I can say. And
fair enough.
on to the next game, the World Club Challenge. What a beauty that was! The real Saints winning. Go St Helens! Woo! Saints picking up the win over Penrith 13-12, mate. What a cracker of a game.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't watch it, so I'll be sitting on the sidelines listening to you boys talk about this one.
It was a massive win for Super League in general.
Yes. Fucking Penrith dropped it off the kickoff on second tackle. And that allowing Saints to score back-to-back unanswered tries in the first half.
Saints had some great defense.
Oh, mate.
All of the players were playing their hearts out. Connie Hurrell.
Conrad
Conrad
Hurrell.
Hurrell.
For him. Yeah, they had they have the two blokes who are in their 37, which is wild. Wellesby, their fullback was killing
Wellesby,
it.
what a man, what a player.
Mate,
old
they
Jack
played
Wellesby.
absolute the best footy they could play, and then it was torrential rain as well, which I think
Yeah, it was
helped
absolutely
them a lot.
pissing me down.
Absolutely played into their hands, you'd think, wouldn't you?
If it was 35-degree heat and wasn't pissing down rain, I think it would have been too hot for them and they would have boiled over. And Penrith
But
would have taken the win.
They had them down, but then Penrith somehow managed to come back and they
Yeah.
claw their ways back and
With-
get it to golden point.
With
As they do.
Brian To'o scoring with a minute to go, that was just...
Yeah,
fucked.
talk about the wingers, Taylor May season over.
Yeah,
Unlucky for Taylor.
what did he do?
ACL.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Never good.
ACL Terry.
Yeah.
I did talk to James. We got communications in from him. He wanted to know: does Taylor May still have his ban, 2-week ban now when he comes back technically to the NRL?
That's a good
Yes.
question.
So I did look this up
So
earlier. It is not on hold, so if he comes back fine, fit for 2024, he will be able to play
He'll be
round
right.
one.
Okay,
Yes.
I was gonna say that would be so tough.
That would be funny, actually.
But
A little bit funny.
You know, that is also Panthers' first ACL injury since the 2018 season. So that is
Ooh,
that is massive.
yeah. For a team
Speaking
that's
of
made the grand finals 3
red-
times in a row. Sorry, Brandon.
I know, yeah. No, speaking of random facts, first English team to win in Australia since 1994 in the World Club Challenge.
Who was that team?
1994.
Sorry.
Yeah, mate.
Do you know who that team was? It was the Wigan Warriors.
Ah.
Ooh, the Wigan Warriors.
The Wigan Warriors. That's correct.
Who did they beat,
But,
if
to
it
be
does say?
Wigan Warriors beat the Brisbane Broncos.
Oh, yes, 93 grand final was Broncos, yes.
There you go.
Facts with Lucas.
That's right.
Next game is the Broncos vs Cowboys. Tight game here. 2018 Broncos picking up the W. I did not actually watch this game.
I will not lie. Same. Didn't really care for it. Last week they had 22 draws, like Queensland teams. Didn't really watch it. I did see Scotty Drinkwater though, the dropout.
Yes, the short dropout. That was very smart from him.
That was sick. I did also think, bringing it out a bit early. Like, wouldn't you save it not for a trial? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
But
Mate,
what about you, Lucas? Did you see the game?
Look, I certainly did not.
Okay, sweet. So
we might as well move on from it then.
There we are.
No,
2018.
Yeah.
great game of football. Great game of football had by two teams.
Next game, Warriors vs Storm. Storm picking up the W with 24-6 win. Yeah, I seen the highlights today, Watched Rocks and Diamonds with Tenny Selesniak. Score an 80-metre
That's
try.
Dallin, Rocks and Diamonds.
Right from the scrum. How good.
Yeah, mate, it was a long-range try. You always love the wingers in the clear.
Yep, love a good try from the scrum play. It's always fantastic to watch.
Yes.
I did watch this full game. Warriors played really well to start the game. Really well. They looked like they were competing really well, and then Storm played abysmal, like dropping the ball so much. There was so much like the commentator just saying, I don't think the Storm would do good this year without all their older players, all this kind of, and then the next half happened and they.
Well, it's not even the commentators that just said that. I was on the game thread on Reddit and there were people commenting the same thing, saying, "Look, they look to be in all sorts." And then, I checked the score 25 minutes later, and it's 24-6, and I was like, "Oh, right, there we go."
One thing.
That Walbrick looks fucking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, he does look pretty smart, doesn't he?
One thing I realised during the game, it's a little thing I noticed. All their spine, like Harry Grant, Munster, and Jerome Hughes, all have shaved heads.
Yeah, it does seem like the team got a razor because like Nelson's
Maybe they
got
all
a
lost
shaved
a
head
bet,
as
who
well. Like there was so many of them. I thought the exact same thing.
Nelson has the shaved head for the tough man look.
Yeah.
but
I
I remember.
He already looks like a tough man.
The enforcer.
I remember one year they had last year they had all blonde hair or whatever. And
Yeah.
Now they've all gone shaved heads to start the season. Maybe it's kind of a bonding thing to get them like.
Yeah, you never know.
I need more blokes to look like Matt King.
The long, luscious fucking dreadlocks or whatever he had.
The absolute locks.
All right.
It was good to see Chansey back in fullback as
Yes,
well. I was happy
yes.
to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Klukstad.
Klukstad.
Shans Nickel Klugstar.
All right.
Him and then Elise Katoa playing
Oh,
against
yeah.
his old team.
The try he scored was
He's
immaculate.
A bloke to pick up in fantasy footy if you don't have him.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
He would be one to pick up. I remember everyone had him a couple of years back.
Very true, very true.
And the next game, I'm going to let Lucas take this one away. Tigers 36, Raiders 4.
Let me tell you guys, there I was. It was like watching a finals game. I was that excited, except it was February. So no, look, the Tigers had a fantastic game against the Raiders. It was a far cry from the game that we had last week against the Warriors, where this time we had near enough to our starting 11. Starting 13, starting 11. Thinking soccer here. Near enough to our starting 13, apart from Appy Coruscant and Luke Brooks. But Brandon Wakeham filled in fantastically, and so did Jake Stimkin. Had a really good game.
Definitely.
Now, our defence was fantastic on Sunday, led by the crunching tackles of Sean Blore. and Alex Twell and Isaiah Papali'i. The three of those guys defensively were really, really good on the weekend. Being a lifelong Tigers fan, and especially one over the last few years who still watched the slop that they threw out, it was really good to see a Tigers team that could pass the ball, roll up through the forward
stuff.
Absolutely, and being able to roll through the middle of the field, mate. Last year, in the last few years, we're on the fifth tackle 30 metres out, whereas on Sunday, we've got Clemmer, we've got Papali'i, we've got God help me out here, guys. I'm having a blank. Alex Twell. Stefano Utoikamanu.
Oh, big Stefano. You got
absolutely. We got Fanua Pole, Madam Miller as well. Just absolutely rolling through the middle of the field. It was being a Tigers fan, it was very encouraging to see. So hopefully we go along with it from here.
Sheen's ball is back, mate. Like attacking from like in your 20. I don't think you guys have scored a try from in your 20 since fucking 2005, mate.
Well, when Wakeham made that break for that, I think the third try.
Yeah.
When big AJ Kapoa, me and him are good mates. When Brendan Wakeham made that break, passed it off to Junior Tupou. I cannot remember the last time I saw a length of the field try by the Tigers from our own, 10, 15 metres. It was fantastic to watch, and I'm not going to lie, even though it's pre-season, I was excited and giddy like a schoolgirl, mate.
And bought your grand final tickets.
Oh, they were purchased weeks ago.
Now, would you say that Wakeham should replace Brooks?
No, as much as I dislike Brooks,
not as a person, as a player.
Not as a person, as a player.
Yeah.
No, I think Brooks will still be the better halfback. If what we hear from Tim Sheens is correct, then
Brooks unleashed for the third time in a row.
Correct. But for super
how
serious.
How do you feel about the Raiders though? Like, is that worrying signs that the Wooden Spooners put 36 points on them?
Look, yes, because if you look at their first half team once again, that's almost their team. You had Fogarty, Whiten, Chris, Kotrich, Rapana, Papali'i, Hudson Young, Tapana. You had all their big boys playing, and they the only try they did score.
Sin bin, but...
They did have a sin bin, but that's just Rapana doing Rapana things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally took away his head off.
But their only try was from the ridiculous bit of play halfway through that first half.
Yeah.
And they didn't look like scoring when they got down the Tigers' end. They really did not look like scoring at all.
Which is very rough when you consider it's the Tigers.
That's right.
Yeah, like, as a Tigers fan, he's already said, like, defense, you really haven't had that for the last couple of years, and seeing that is...
I was shocked. I was honestly shocked. 4 or 5 sets to having to defend. Last year they put 30 on us in that period, so...
Before we throw over to the Mad Sharks fan, I just want to... Sharks versus Doggies, 36-16. Kick out score in the first try. Warren Smith went as far as to call him Belmore Bill.
Belmore Bill.
Belmore Bill. And also the the kickoff went out on a full. Just throw that out in there.
Yeah. Okay, do you want me to
take it away, Sharks fan?
I don't know, you guys don't know this at the moment, but the fans do. I'm wearing a Sharks jersey at the moment, and I am I think we're gonna win the comp. That defense, what we had, their only try. Bloody kick out, like, he gets a rebound off one of our players and scores a try, and the Bulldogs like, good try,
mate, Britt Nakora should have kicked to him.
Mate, we dominated them in defence. Their attack looked shambles. Then our attack it hummed, mate. Fucking Nico Hines to Moylan. Nico Hines, like, 2 try assists. Oh, mate. And then Ronaldo just fired up. Asu.
Yeah,
that's me for...
so the one thing I wrote down for this game, from that day, after the game, I wrote the good things, Sharks, in brackets, Nico wow. Nico Hines is a fucking tremendous football player.
You know what?
He is a tremendous football player.
Will Kennedy's try-saving tackle. I remember who was on.
Will Kennedy is also a fantastic fullback.
Oh, yes.
That was ridiculous. That shouldn't have even went to that far. There was a rake before Dom Young gets the ball and like runs like
Yeah.
80 meters. Was that Dom Young? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was Dom
Yeah,
Young.
But yeah, like I mean, it was a great tackle, but yeah, he shouldn't have even got the chance to run that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, Dan. Yeah,
And just let the Bulldogs' prodigal son score a try.
that's what I was about to say. Josh Reynolds at Belmore, how good's
The
that?
Belmore
Fantastic to
King.
see.
Like were versing a like second tier squad, but like
Second tier squad.
yeah, we like rested all the good players, you know.
Yeah, that's why
what
you
it
played
says,
Nico
yeah.
Hines.
No, I mean the first half we had them like they had scored one try, it was kick out, and then we rested our players. Look, I'm not defending us, but I am, you know, I'm going to stand up for the boys.
Yeah.
Your defense is
I-
almost as bad as Raiders.
I don't think the Bulldogs are going to be as great a team as some are expecting this year.
Yeah, a lot of talking them up, but I think their attack's still just missing something.
Yeah, I agree. And it may be the number 7 that Kyle Flanagan's wearing. Maybe you should get out, but
Their left side will be pretty fucking decent though. Like Burton to kick out to fucking
Adokar.
no, what's the center's name?
Alamotti?
Paul
Alamotti.
Alamotti. He looks very nice as well.
Alamotti to Adokar.
He's a big boy. He's 19 years old.
He's
Yeah.
a big boy. Milpero Colts youngster. Looks very, very impressive.
Yes.
But I think they're just going to struggle when it gets to the big dog squads.
Oh yeah.
Defense, like having to attack set after set and just not being able to come up with some kind of repeat.
Like versus the Knights, Penrith, like.
Yeah, like versus
I mean,
the Dragons.
I meant to say Eels. I meant to say
the big
Eels.
teams.
I meant to say
top
Eels
four
and
teams,
Penrith.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, talking about the better teams in the comp.
Yep.
Dolphins and Titans.
Oh, what a game! Oh, the Dolphins.
40 to
You
16.
feel sad for them.
Mate,
You feel sad for those Dolphins.
Pereira with a 12-minute hat trick.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. That's impressive. Wow.
Yeah, 12 minutes.
He actually ended up scoring 4 tries.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other winger scored 2 tries. He was close to getting a hat trick as well.
Oh, wow.
David Fafita fucking he made like a 50-meter line break and set up a try.
Yeah, look, a couple things that I seen was like Titans. I will take back what I said last week. I said Titans aren't going to do much. I think their attack looked pretty good with Foran and Verrills together. Like that was
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
going quite well.
But it is the Dolphins.
Yeah, that was another thing I was thinking. Have they just gone really well against the Dolphins, or is their attack looking like top tier footy?
Yeah.
Which their 2 wingers are really quick. I didn't know that Khan Pereira, who he was pretty much, and seeing that game, wow, he is someone to watch.
Yeah, he's pretty special, isn't he?
Definitely.
Rapid, absolutely rapid.
And I do think for the Dolphins, Bennett has a big call to make on their half because Milford really did nothing, and until that Katoa came on for him, like he started setting up tries and that.
Yeah, I think O'Sullivan will be more of the dominant player.
The 2 partners him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you keep flogging a dead horse. All respect to Milford as a person, but as a player, he hasn't been doing much lately.
Since
Fair enough.
What? Probably. Fuck, I can't remember when his last good season was.
When he was at Broncos, and it was a while back.
2020?
Yeah, sometimes around there.
He
When the-
hasn't been in the top tier of halves for a while. Where
Definitely
this kid's
not.
come from Penrith, and he seems to be a gun. Like he'll get a chance sometime in the year, but just how soon Bennett decides to get it.
Ladder predictions, boys.
Ooh, yeah.
So what we'll do, we'll list off the teams, and I'll throw it to you guys, see where you guys think they will finish.
I like that a lot.
All right.
I'm ready.
I'm going to pick it off the pre-season challenge ladder. So we're going Manly first. Where are they finishing, Lucas?
I am going to say 6th,
6.
but I also think that depends on how much and how well Tom Trbojevic plays.
Yes, definitely. Brandon, what about you?
Well, look, I think Manly, as I said earlier, their forward pack looks really good. DC to come back. I'm thinking within that 4th to 5th is their
Yep.
spot, I would say.
Look, I've also got them down as 6th, but like as Lucas said, depending on Tom Trbojevic, and their forward pack does look very strong, so they could be a contender in this month of September.
Definitely.
All right, next team is the Cronulla Sharks. Brandon, mate, where do you?
Oh, mate.
I know you already
Here
think
we
that.
go.
I know what the
mate.
answer is
What can I
already.
say about Cronulla Sharks? Wow, what a team, honestly. Yeah, I think we will finish the season in 2nd again, but we're going to win the comp.
Alrighty. Lucas, mate.
I have to agree with Brandon. I think they will finish 2nd, but I do not think they win the comp.
No.
Look, I'm gonna disagree with both yous in the position, and I'm gonna put them in 5th.
Ooh.
Oh, show some respect.
Tough.
Nico Hines just dries his hair when he hears you talk like that.
Mate, I'm pretty sure Nico Hines' hair is wet no matter what the circumstance. Like, because if Nico Hines' hair is wet, everyone is wet.
Very true.
Alright. The Titans. I reckon they are going to come, middle of the ladder, 12th, 13th. Depending on how they play.
That's certainly not middle of the ladder, but I get where you're coming from.
Like, I meant to say middle of the bottom 8. Like,
Bottom half of the bottom. Okay.
Yeah. So, where do you see them coming, Lucas?
I have got the Titans in 14th this year.
14th.
Yes.
And
Well,
Brennan?
yeah. Oh, well, I had them like bottom 3, but after them pumping the Dolphins, which again, you can't really take trial form definitely against the Dolphins, too serious. But if Foreign stays healthy, I'm thinking about maybe 11th or 12th. I'm thinking.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Alrighty, next is the Broncos. Lucas, where do you see the Broncos finishing, mate?
See, it's hard to get a gauge on the Broncos because last year they were so strong through the start and the early and middle stages, but absolutely crumbled like nothing you've ever seen in the latter part. I am going to say they will finish in 8th position.
8th? Fair enough.
Yes.
Brandon?
I think they're quite similar to the Titans. Again, can't really get a judge on them, but I'll probably go. No, actually, I'll leave 9th for Tigers. I'll go 10th.
And I think they're going to come around the same. I'm going to go 11th. It's going to be a tough season for good old Adam Reynolds and the Broncos. Alrighty. The back-to-back defending champions, the Penrith Panthers. Lucas, where do you see them coming?
As much as I dislike a whole lot of them, I do feel like they will come first again this year. Minor premiers for me.
Wow.
Brandon?
Look, I think a lot of players have gone from the team. I don't even have them in my top 3 this year. I would... Did I say Manly was 4th or 5th? I'll give Penrith 4th and Manly 5th.
Yeah. I've put Penrith into 4th just because they lost Appy Coruscant, they've lost Kikau. Like those are 2 big losses for them, so it'll be interesting to see how they cope with them 2 gone.
Fair enough.
Yes. And the team from the south, the Melbourne Storm, I think they're just going to scrape into the top 8 this year. Going off their trials performance, they were good, but they're not up to Melbourne standards.
Fair enough.
This is true.
Melbourne standards
Fair
over the last few years is very high.
Mm.
So, Brandon, where do you think they'll come?
Look, they still have Bellamy as coach. He's brought some alright players. I do see them in the 8. I would say... maybe like a 6. We'll give them 6. Number 6, please.
Number 6, my lord.
I'll throw to you, Lucas. Where do you see Melbourne coming?
So I have Melbourne coming in fourth. Now I know they're not as impressive as they have been recently, but there's just something about Craig Bellamy and the bloody Melbourne Storm that you just cannot count out.
Yeah, so next up, the runners-up, the embarrassing team of last year, Parramatta Eels.
Yeah.
I think Para, they're going to be strong this year, but not strong enough to be in grand final contention again. But they're going to come second.
Wow.
Big call. It's a big call, I know. But
Yeah.
yeah. All right, Lucas, take it away.
I have the Eels in fifth, mate, for the reasons that you said. Lost a very key player in Isaiah Papali'i, and I feel like there is a bit of regression.
Don't forget Reid Marnie.
Sorry, and Reid Marnie as well. Yes, and I don't feel like they have strengthened in those positions either. Obviously, it's very hard to strengthen from the two players that they had, but I just do not think that they're going to be as good as they were.
Leachy?
And I will be putting them in seventh.
Seventh?
Same things as Lucas. I just don't know if Hodgson can get them up there.
He is
I don't
very
think
old.
Shoulders can hold together for a season.
I don't know if his back can carry him that long.
True. I don't know who's their backup dummy half as well. If he
Yeah.
Probably me.
Mate, it could be James.
Very true. That's actually why he's not here. He's at training.
Yeah. All right, next up we have the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Now, I have them in the top four. I'll say I don't think I've put anyone in fourth. If I have, then I'll switch them around. But, I'll say fourth, the Rabbitohs.
Fair enough.
Brennan?
Well, I think third I've put them in, and I'm still worried if Ilias will, live up to his potential. But I think if Latrell's fit for the year and Walker's fit, they work so well together.
Yeah, definitely. Lucas?
I have got the Rabbitohs in third position for this year. I feel like they are a very strong team. With Latrell and Cody Walker, as much as you dislike both of them, they if they're firing, they're pretty bloody good. They've got a nice forward pack behind that as well, and the try-scoring machine, Alex Johnston, out in the wing, so they can score points and they can put it to teams.
Yeah, fair enough. And the salary sombrero, the Roosters.
Ooh.
Lucas, where do you see them coming in?
I see the Sydney Roosters coming in seventh. Now, I don't know if that's blind hatred for the team, but
it might be.
I'd say 7, 6, and 5 on my list are probably pretty quite interchangeable. So that's Eels, Manly, Roosters. But that's them at the moment for me. In seventh position would be the Roosters.
Brennan?
I would be giving them first. I am thinking they come first, Sharks second. I think they have so much money and so many good players in their back line. It's ridiculous.
Look,
fair enough.
I've gone the bold statement as well with Leachy here. I'm thinking they come first. If Sam Walker can produce some magic and link up with the cheese, I think that'll be a very good combination they can form.
Fair enough.
Now, the next one. I don't think we even have to ask this. Chuck him in ninth. The Tigers. I've written on my list Tigers ninth, not for the meme.
Look. I don't want to go to the meme. I don't want to be a part of the meme. But I also don't want to get ahead of myself. But I feel like if we can play the way we did on Sunday, that 9th or 10th, and in this position I'm putting 9th, I feel like the Tigers 9th is a real thing. So
yeah.
9th for me.
I'm also going 9th as well because I see these guys picking up from last year so much better, but just missing out.
Honestly, it's looking
Tough
at
betting.
all the teams underneath you guys, you can definitely beat them.
Agreed.
And I don't know about all the teams above yous, but you can try.
We'll see.
Alrighty. The team from over the ditch, the Warriors, New Zealand Warriors. I think they're going to have a rough one this year. I think they're going to be in 15th. Brennan?
The old New Zealand Warriors. Yeah, I think I've put them pretty low as well. I have them anywhere from 13th to 16th. One of those places.
Yep.
I just don't think they got the cattle to be up there.
Yeah,
And I agree with you here, Dan. I've got them in 15th position.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. All right, then next, the doggies.
Doggies.
Well, I've got them sitting in 10th. I know that's a bit high, but I can see that left side of theirs firing and winning them some games. What about you, Lucas?
I have got them in 11th. I've got them in 11th for now. So I'll have to wait and see how they click and how they play in the first few weeks of the season, which sounds pretty, weird to say when I said the Tigers had come 9th, but here we are. Yeah, I see them in 11th at the moment.
Yeah, not bad, Brennan.
Yeah, I am going against both of you guys and putting them down to my 13th/16th spot in there with the Warriors.
Just me.
I think a lot of good signings, but after what I see in Cronulla do to them, I know we're going to be top of the top, but it just seemed worrying for their attack.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. The newcomers, the Dolphins. I think they're going to be 13th. I know it's probably Dan's dumb's decision, but I think they're going to be 13th.
Yeah, I have to agree with you here, Dan. I've got them in at 13th as well.
Brennan?
Ooh, I will be disagreeing, and I have them 16th? Wait a second. I have them second last.
Yeah,
16th.
16th. Man, can't do math.
No, because the way I have them. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do math. Okay.
I get what you're saying, Bess. All right, the Cowboys. I'll throw it for you first, Lucas.
Oh my God, I've forgotten the Cowboys in the top 8. What a dope.
What a dog.
Oh my days.
Where'd you have them?
Dude.
Or did you just completely forget them?
I just forgot them. I've got 16 teams here. Oh, God. That's so disrespectful when they're such a fantastic team.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, goodness me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm in all sorts here.
He's had a mare.
I've
So you're thinking they're going to be the top 8? You think?
Yeah, kick the Broncos out of the 8. Bump the Tigers to 10. Put the Broncos at 9, and just it's still
Slot
rude to
them in
put them
there.
in 8, but they're going to have to sit in 8th at the moment. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I have them at, I got Tigers 9th, so I'll give them the 10th spot.
Yep.
Don't think they're making the 8 this year.
Yep.
It's all luck last season.
Yeah, any particular reason for that after they played such a good year? Or
No reason like they beat us in the finals or something,
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I've got them coming 7th, so
Okay.
like still in the top 8, but just barely scraping in. All right. This next one is
I can already tell.
the Dragons.
Spoon.
I think you boys might as well buy me a wooden spoon right now.
Yeah, I agree completely, mate. I think you blokes are absolutely in for it this year, and it'll be great to not be the Tigers.
Yeah,
On to you, Brandon.
The same spoon for you guys. I think your coach will get sacked maybe 5 weeks in.
Mm-hmm.
Lock it in.
Yep. Look, and don't bother putting any shit on me this year because I will agree with you.
Fair enough.
We still will.
I know that. All right. The Newcastle Knights. I've got them sitting 16th.
Yes, agreed once again. I think this Kalen Ponga at 5'8" is going to blow up in their face.
Definitely.
I do not rate O'Brien as a coach either. I like Hastings. I definitely like him, but I don't think he's got the team around him.
And having Lockie Miller at fullback will be a bit of a doozy, I think.
It will be, yeah.
First season at fullback, it will be a bit rough for him.
Agreed.
Brennan?
So yeah, 16th.
I think around the 13th to 15th spot, I have them as I have come to the conclusion that Dolphins is 16th and Dragons is 17th.
Sweet, no worries. All
Nah,
right.
it's cool.
Last but definitely not least, the Raiders. I've got them sitting at good old 14th, you know, middle of the bottom 8.
I've got them at 12th, simply for the fact that it's the last spot there available.
Yep.
So, I don't think they're horrible. I don't think they're great. I feel like they can absolutely play some fantastic games against, you know, the top half of the bottom 8 teams. But yeah, I think it might be a bit of trouble against some of the better teams. Some big trouble.
Yes, well, I'm going something a bit more wacky with my pick. I'm going 8th spot, guys. This is my Smoky to
Wow.
make the 8th
Show some
after getting
respect.
pumped by the Tigers. I think Madge Maguire's going to get him fired, mate. He's going to say,
Oh, jeez.
you can't be losing to these guys. No, I honestly think a full year with Fogarty and Whiten in halves is going to do pretty good for them.
Fair enough. That's fair. There you
rest
go.
in peace, James. What a bloke. Can't
Yeah.
believe he passed away.
Now, guys, gambling hotline 1-800-858-858.
There we go, gambling hotline, guys. All right.
Gamble responsibly.
That is going to do it for the third episode of the Couch Commentators podcast. I'd like to thank my co-hosts, Brennan and Lucas, for joining me. And
Thank you, gents.
it's unfortunate that James passed away. Rest in peace.
Unfortunate for him. Of sunstroke, I believe. That's tough. It's tough.
I'm sure he will be back next week and firing, ready to go before
Hopefully we can
the
get all
NRL
4 of us
season.
on.
All 4 of us on would be fantastic,
That
and
would be wild.
I would love the opportunity to host next week.
Oh, he's throwing it out
Bringing it
there.
up. How good, how good.
Throwing
Can't
down the
wait.
gauntlet.
Next week will be the episode before the NRL season kicks off. See you then.